come you stopped using the TV?
1980.
Holy shit.
Horses.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Do you know her name?
What's so funny?
Oh my god.
It said her name.
It said my name.
Started
And then
laughing.
Who are you?
she said, "What's so funny?"
Why are you here?
Why are you here, Brandon?
I'm here to meet you guys.
How can you hear me?
Wow. Through a little device that we have
Not
here.
from here.
Not from here.
No, we came a long way just to see you.
In the paranormal war room, the legends arise. We're diving deep down where the truth never lies. Diving deep down where the truth never lies. Unravel the mysteries, let the stories unfold. This beat, these tales are daring and bold.
Well, hey guys, welcome back to the War Room. There's no movie posters behind me today, so that's a little different, ain't it?
I see that.
Different scenery.
Yeah, I slid my desk over about 4 feet, so you know
Okay.
that's how you get to the War Room. You slide to the right 4 feet. So, but you know,
That's not how it is.
we've been talking, and you guys went on a paranormal investigation, and I think you just now told me it's the Haunted Hill House of Mineral Wells.
Yes.
And I was like, you guys got to come on and talk to me in the War Room. So here we are. And so tell us a little bit introduce yourselves. We'll start there for everybody that don't know. And then tell us a little about the Haunted Hill House.
Yeah. So I'm Audrey,
And I'm Josh.
and we are the co-host of Guilty and the Ghostly. So we cover paranormal, true crime, dark history every Monday. Right now we're doing a Ted Bundy series. It's been really dark.
Oh man.
Yeah, that dude is dark to begin with. I done a whole deep dive on him a few years ago. I actually got pictures. The car is sitting like 2 hours ahead of me up here in Pigeon Forge in a museum right now where he lured all those women in and stuff like that. So that's just, it's weird. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy they still have like that. It's, the belongings of these guys and have them in museums and stuff. The energy that has to be.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wow.
This place in Pigeon Forge is called Alcatraz Crime Museum or something like that. And you can go, like I said, they've got Ted Bundy's car in there, and they've also got one of the clown suits from that. What was the guy that dressed up like a clown and killed all those kids?
John Gacy.
Yeah,
John
they've got
McGinley.
one of his actual clown suits hanging on the wall, and you're talking about creepy looking at that
Oh
thing,
my
man.
gosh. Yeah.
But yeah,
No, thank you.
nah, it's definitely creepy though. But yeah, tell us a little bit about that Haunted Hill House you went to. It sounds like a Netflix movie or something.
So that's what it's funny because our other co-hosts, Seth and Tori, they didn't go with us, and we were telling them about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've seen that on Netflix." And we're like, "No, that's not it at all."
Same thing at all.
Yeah, it's really cool. So it's about 3.5 hours from where we're at. It's supposed to be one of the most infamous haunted houses here in Texas. It was built. There were 2 different dates. They weren't sure.
Yeah, so it was built anywhere between 1890 and 1907, I think.
Yeah.
But nobody knows exactly when.
And what's crazy is, which I'll send you a picture too, Corky, I forgot, of the actual house. When you look at it from the street, it doesn't look that big. But then when you go inside, there are so many rooms
Very deceiving. how
and
big that is.
corridors, and it's insane how big it is on the inside.
Wow. Kind of like a mansion back for its day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
almost.
It's really neat. So you can do private tours there, which I think we are going to
Yeah.
try and do. But they had what they called the spring tour, where you could buy tickets at a much discounted rate.
It's in my price range right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And it was still a lot of fun, and we really haven't done a whole lot of investigating on our own, so it was really a good way to kind of dip our toes into it and
Yeah.
kind of figure it out, look at the equipment they're using, and just kind of learn, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, But basically, the way they have it set up is you get about 20 to 30 minutes in each room, and they have like an investigator in each room to help guide you, kind of give you the history, show you how to use the equipment. And you get your 30 minutes is up, and then everybody swaps rooms. So, with the one downfall with that is there is noise around you that you can hear other people. So, a lot of the stuff, it's like, yeah, it could be that, but it could also be somebody talking in the other room.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be really cool to sit there in the dead silence and just listen
Yeah, there ain't
for
no doubt
a
about it.
little.
Did
Yeah.
did you guys happen to see that little, like, 2-minute live? I went live yesterday and put it on the War Room Facebook page.
We glanced at it real quickly, but
Man,
didn't.
it would have been so cool because I got down to the bottom of the steps and I lost service. There was there was there was probably 5 more minutes of video I took, but I got down to the bottom of the steps and it was real creepy going through that house. Of course, we had permission to be in there. I called it an abandoned house because my son's gonna buy it, but we had permission to be in there, so all that stuff you see, we eventually have to throw all that away and get it out of there.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
But it was literally people just lived there. I think the last time somebody lived there was 5 years ago, and they got too old and had to go to a nursing home. So, but you go in there, and it's like going through somebody's life. There's still family
Yep.
pictures and boxes in there and all kinds of stuff. But of course, I have to go down to the creepy basement, and I go down there by myself, and I'm like, I'm going to put a live up because I've never done that before. I said, this is pretty funny. And
yeah.
I knew that I was going to have signal problems because it's up in the mountains, in Tellico, and so I'm going down the steps, and it's real creepy down there, and the phone cut off, but then I turned right, and there was a whole 'nother section room back there, and in the middle of the floor, there was this, like, 3-foot tall Christmas tree sitting there, completely decorated, completely empty room, just a Christmas tree in the middle of the floor, total darkness back there,
That's
and I'm
creepy.
like,
That's
"What the freak is this Christmas tree doing sitting here just by itself, man?" But you guys didn't get to see that because my freaking signal went out, man, but it was definitely creepy, man. The refrigerator's still full of food, the pantry still had canned food in it.
Did you check the dates on the pantry food?
oh, I'm sure of that.
Didn't, but, like, I know you guys are from Texas, but, like, around in Tennessee, our big claim to fame is our football team won the national championship in 1998. They still had, like, football schedules from 1998, magazines all laying around there, like a whole rack of home videos. Like, it said so and so's 50th wedding anniversary, personal stuff is just sitting in there, man. It's absolutely insane.
You'd think some of their family would have came and got some of that stuff.
The story I got is they came in there and got anything they wanted and left everything else.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm talking there's Barbie dolls. My wife was looking at Barbie dolls that actually came Disney dolls that came from Disney parks. They're all lined so obviously his wife had, like, a Barbie doll room or something like that.
Uh-uh.
It's just real creepy, man. We was all walking around there, it's like, "Yeah, if this was the zombie apocalypse, this is what it would be like." 'Cause, you busting in
Frozen.
yeah, you'd be busting in houses trying to find food and stuff, but, yeah, it was real creepy, man. But,
That's
maybe I can post some more videos next time we go there. I'll just record them and won't do it live. It's real
yeah.
Yeah.
cool going through somebody else's house,
Yep.
but
And that's
anyhow,
kinda cool about this house too, is they do have a lot of, like, personal effects, and people will actually donate stuff to her, like haunted objects or just interesting objects that they find, and they don't know what to do with it, so they donate it to the Haunted Hill House, and they put it up and make it look really cool.
oh, that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you guys took a lot of video, and I think you've sent me most of them. But I think
Mhm.
what would make this a good show is you guys just tell us about some of those video clips, and then afterwards I'll post the video clips for everybody to see that's watching. So, yeah, just pick whatever you guys want to talk about, and I'll just put you guys on stage here and let you roll with it, man.
Sounds good.
So you just kinda wanna tell it chronologically, I guess?
Yeah, it just saving Shadow Room for last. So, that is one thing too, is the videos that I sent you are cropped down so you can only see certain things,
Right.
because in order to investigate this house, if you want to publicly post videos, you have to get permission from the homeowners. They
Really?
only allow that permission if you do the full investigation. I did get permission on the ones that I have, and if it's kind of edited weird, that's why. Is because I had to crop it down to block some of the stuff that you could see out of it.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
but there's so much history in this house. So we were standing outside, kind of waiting for it to open, let us go into the building, and we actually got to talk to this. They're not a couple. It was like a mom and son or grandson, one of the two, but they had investigated several times, and they had so much evidence of
Had a ton.
shadows and voices and footsteps. It was really cool. So we got to talk to them for a little bit, and as we're standing there, so before I went in, I set intentions. I watch too many scary shows and scary movies. I know what happens if you don't do that. I'm not getting haunted. I'm not bringing it home.
Exactly.
So I just kind of went through my own little comforting ritual of setting my intentions. You're allowed to talk to me. You're not allowed to follow me. My own little routine, I guess. I don't think you did at all.
I did absolutely nothing.
He showed up and was like, let's go.
Yep.
But as we're sitting there waiting, we're looking around the yard, and there's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 gravestones
Yeah.
in the yard.
Oh, way.
Yeah, all around the house. Right behind the house, it's kind of a mountainous area. I use the term mountains very loosely. You're in Tennessee, you all have mountains. We have really big hills.
Yeah. You guys probably got what we call knobs up here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Probably. Uh, but it's got like this little mountainous area behind it, and it was really pretty. But the back of the property literally leads up to a wooded area up the mountains. And come to find out, there were a lot of Indian tribes back there, and a bunch of history on the land itself, which
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
And then if you look to the left behind the house, there's the Baker Hotel, which is a very famous haunted hotel here in Texas as well. It's under construction, so it's all fenced off. We couldn't go in, but they are supposed to be opening it sometime soon. Now, they've been saying that for about 5 years, so we'll see. But as soon as they do, we're going back.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. So we're just kind of sitting there chilling, and they're like, Josh is like, Are you getting a feeling? Which,
Yeah, I started feeling weird because we were standing towards the back of the. If you're standing at the back of the house, it was towards the right. There's a little area back there of the back of the house, and it just felt heavy, like really, really heavy for some reason around that area. And then not long after that, we got to go into the house. Well, the very first room we went to was that very room that we were standing by in the backyard.
on the outside of the house,
As soon as we walked in there, I felt that feeling again.
but it
Really?
intensified.
Oh my God, it was so heavy in there. It was really bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was one of the most intense, heavy feelings I've ever felt.
You guys got any theories on what causes that stuff like that? I mean,
I think it's just the energy.
Yeah, just probably the energy that surrounds the history of that house.
Because there is so much history of that house. Like, it was at one time a brothel. At one point, a doctor bought it and owned it. And he was, in fact, in that room that we were standing in, he was performing abortions. And of course, back in the day, there was a lot of botched
I
abortions.
guarantee it, man.
And then come to find out, when it was a brothel, there was a lady that worked there, a working lady. She had a son. Supposedly, it was with the guy that actually owned the house that she had this son. Well, that little boy, I think he was like 8 or 9 years old,
Yeah, something like that.
was found hanging outside right in that area we were standing outside.
An 8-year-old boy?
8-year-old
Yep.
boy.
No way, man.
Hung from the swing set.
Hung from a swing set. They determined, they ended up saying it was a suicide, but it is strongly believed it was a homicide by the guy that owned the house to get rid of him so that his mother would be available to work more, basically. And that's why it's called Jacob's room, is that little boy's name was Jacob.
Well, things just took a dark turn here. I'll tell you that much. I don't think an 8-year-old boy would have enough sense to hang himself, especially back in
wouldn't think
those
so either.
days, you know.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So we went into Jacob's room, and again, he's kind of shown us the equipment. It was the very first room, so we really didn't know what to expect, which we talked about it on our podcast. We won't go into detail. We got paired up with about the worst couple to get paired up
Oh, look,
with.
you can diss them all you want to on my podcast because I don't even care.
It was
The lady
awful.
was great.
Yeah, lady was awesome. Loved her. She was in it. She was doing the equipment with us. Her husband was a jerk the entire night.
Oh,
He's
he
a
was
big
so
negative Nancy, I bet, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So we're messing with the equipment, and the investigator that was in there, he's like, "Well, do you know what a spirit box is? Do you know EVPs? Do you know what all that is?" So he brought out the equipment so we could start working on it, or start working with it. So then he asked, I'm trying to get to it here so I can remember which one came first. So he had us. He said, "I want everybody to go along and just say their names. Let them know what your name is. We'll just try to get to know the spirits." So we all started saying, "Hi, my name is so and so. My name is so and so," and we had the spirit box coming. And we were sitting there, and I think it was quiet for a second, and all of a sudden, the spirit box says, they say it's kind of broken, but it goes Natalie, which was the lady's name that we were with,
yeah,
and you
Wow.
hear it say Natalie.
it was
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, very interesting.
I'm Natalie.
Hi, Jacob. My name's Audrey.
I'm Josh. Oh, Natalie?
Yes.
I just heard it say Natalie. Oh, Natalie?
Yes.
I just heard it say Natalie.
That stuff's crazy. Those spirit boxes freak me out, man, because that's the box that is like going through all the radio stations and stuff like that.
Yes.
Because my mind can't even wrap around how that works, but it does. And that's,
And then
it makes no
having that
sense.
static going, you're almost overstimulated because
Yeah.
you're hearing that constant noise. But then when a word comes through, it's almost jarring because you've been listening to the static for 10, 15 minutes, and then a word finally comes through. You're like, "Oh my gosh, what what was that?"
Good
Yeah.
Lord, man.
So,
I'm not wondering if we didn't have so much experience because we had such negative energy with us.
yeah,
Could have
I
been.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't, because I mean, he was not in it at all. Like he's like, "This is fake. Y'all are fake. This is stupid. I don't understand why you're doing this." Like the whole time.
Well, I'd have been, you know what, dude, maybe you need to go sit in the car then.
Yeah,
If you
go
don't want to be
on.
here, don't be here, man.
Yeah, yeah, and he was ruining for his poor wife. Like obviously she was loving it, but he just, oh, he was awful. But that was really cool when it said her name.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
And then
And see, you can't
we got,
fake that right there because there ain't no
no.
radio station's gonna have Natalie broadcasting around there,
Right. Right. So then, and it was like random. They didn't know what room we were going to go into because they put us all in a big line. Like they didn't number us or anything. They're like, "Everybody line up at the front door," and then they would just count 1, 2, 3, 4. They try to get you in groups of either 4 or 5, and would split you off that way. So you got put with random people in random rooms. So very interesting. So then he brings out the EVP recorder, and we're just kind of asking questions. I think I asked, like, "Do you like it when everybody comes and visits you?" And it only records up to a few seconds after you ask a question, and then it'll shut off, and then it'll record again. So then the next person asked, I can't remember what the next question. I think it was like, "Do you like to play here, or do you like to play something like that?
Do you miss playing?
Do you miss
Something like
playing?"
that.
Oh man, tell me you got an answer from that?
We got an
Both
answer.
times it said yes.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Hi, Jacob. Are you here with us? Yes, I did, and everybody comes to visit you. And then playing outside. Do you know what happened? Let us know what happened.
Did you guys hear the first 2 responses?
Yeah.
Whereas, hi Jacob, hi.
Yeah.
Do you not like when people, or do you like when people come visit you? I think you said. And I said yes. And then, do you miss playing outside? Yes. I can play it again if you guys want to get.
Hi, Jacob. Are you here with us? Yes, I did, and everybody comes to visit you. And then playing outside. Do you know what happened? Let us know what happened.
Yes.
Is this still in Jacob's room or is it somewhere?
This is
Yeah.
still in Jacob's room.
Oh, man, that's terrible. That is so
And
terrible.
then there was a third
There
question.
was a third question, but I
I
can't remember
think
what it was.
I asked, "Do you know what happened to
Yeah.
you?" Or "Do you know what happened here?" Or something like that, and there's a gurgly sound at the end of it. But again, a part of the downfall. So we're getting responses. Our time is up. So they're like, all right, everybody in Jacob's room, everybody go.
Yep.
And so we just had to leave. You couldn't keep going.
Oh,
So
man, that's like having to leave halfway through your steak, man. Dang.
yeah,
They at least
yeah,
let you finish up what you started. I mean, come on.
yeah. It was really cool though. So those clips are a lot of fun, a lot of kind of freaky, but it was a great way to start the night. Because honestly, I didn't expect to catch anything.
I didn't expect to catch anything at all. I just thought we'd be in there just
Goofing off.
goofing off,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, you know,
but
these places make money for a reason, you know. I mean, if nothing ever
Yeah.
happened, people wouldn't come to them, you know.
And they do a really good job because they have the entire house like covered in cameras, and they're constantly posting videos and sound bites and stuff of people investigating at their house because it's booked almost every single night. Like you have to book way ahead
Wow.
to get it. So
People are into the paranormal, man. Everybody's searching for answers. That's the way I look at it. So I wish we had something like that around here that, you know, you could go and investigate. Other than my house, people could come here, but I'm not going to allow it. But
yeah, you don't want to stir it up there.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I could investigate my own house because
no,
oh, I would.
yeah.
I totally would.
The day I move out, I'll probably, because I told you guys about that room down in the basement. I'll probably,
Yeah.
when we move out of here, I'll open that room up and see what's in there. But for right now, I just soon let it sit down there and whatever's locked up in there can stay in there, you know.
You're gonna have another Amityville horror.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
guarantee it. I had one when I moved in. Why not have one now, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, after we were done with that room, they switched us and we went to the front room. So this room, we really didn't have anything happen. It was pretty quiet.
Now, is this the one that had the lady told us to put our arm in the bathroom or what?
No, this one was directly across from that. The dolls with the
Oh,
dolls
yeah.
hanging from the ceiling.
God, I hated that room.
Which he was automatically on guard because they had dolls hanging from the
I would
ceiling.
have been too. I'd have been like, why, you know?
Dolls freak me out.
Yeah.
I don't like them at all.
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you.
He immediately was like, I don't like this room. And then nothing happened. But I do have a funny video, which I sent you. It says jump scare on it.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah,
So
I'll make sure and play that. What happens in that video? Because I don't think I'll watch that one.
so we're just kind of recording, we're checking things out. They have like it was a bootleg operation in there too. So they had like little secret passageways in the closets and stuff so you could kind of escape, I guess.
Yeah.
So they had a chair sitting in this closet and you go in and you can look straight up and see all the way to the attic and you can kind of see off to the side, like in between the walls. And Josh is like, I'm going to sit in that chair and just sit there with the EMF detector for a minute. And I was like, all right, cool. So I start videoing him and you'll see it and you'll kind of see the camera move and you see a green light lit up. And then all of a sudden you see a freaking face pop up out of nowhere.
No way.
Oh my gosh, I just caught a demon. Like, this is happening. And then I'm like, wait a minute. And I move again. He was wearing a shirt that had a giant Captain Spaulding.
She saw this doll, she had to have this doll. Whatever it took, had to have this doll. So they were doing like the balloon thing for it. The guy in front of me was about to win it. So she didn't realize she'd done it, but she threw the darts and hit the guy in the ankle. And so her boyfriend wins the doll for her. The doll starts to grow and take over and kind of make her look like her and take her personality. You know, she couldn't put it down. It went everywhere with her.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well, worse than the talking to because it was taking over.
Picture
Oh,
on.
God. No, that dude looks creepy. I can imagine seeing him at night.
I thought we caught a demon. And the light of the EMF detector in his shirt, it scared me.
That's funny. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Captain
So that
Spaulding's
was-
freaky anyhow, you know.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, just wait till he peeks around the curtain at you and you
Yeah.
think it's a demon. It's like, oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was an interesting spot because like it was almost like in that closet. If you looked up, everything was finished upstairs throughout that closet space. And instead of it being like a scuttle hole, it was finished all the way through there, almost like it was literally a crawl space.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So the next time when we do finally book the full tour,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna crawl through all that stuff.
Oh,
Go check it out.
absolutely. You got to, man. No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then when we left that room, which I may be going out of order, but there was a room right across from that. And I think, was that called Priscilla's room maybe?
I
I
wanna
don't
say it was.
remember. I think it was called Priscilla's room. They had dowsing rods on the bed. I've never messed with dowsing rods, so I was like, heck yeah, I'm in. So I started playing with the dowsing rods. I was in my own happy little world, asking questions. It was really cool. I would ask questions and it would move. I think going out was no, and if they crossed, it was yes. So we were asking questions and it what did seem to respond. Now, is that me somehow moving it, not realizing it? I don't know, but it was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah,
That was the thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can't never tell that stuff's. I've never played with dowsing rods, but I'd like to. People use those things to find water and stuff like that, man. And
Yeah.
and they've actually it works. So that's another one of those things my mind can't wrap around why it works, but it does. So you never know.
How does that work? That guy that we were with, I didn't know it. Josh told me later because, like I said, I was in my own little world playing with these dowsing rods. But Josh said that guy was losing his mind
He
the entire
lost it.
time.
What was he? Oh, she's moving it by herself. This is so fake.
The whole time he's doing that, like, oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
Golly,
and all this other stuff. It was so bad.
In which I was trying to see if I can manipulate it. So I would move my, not when I was asking questions, but
Right.
sitting there holding, I would try to move my hands certain ways just to see if just a little bit it would move a certain way. I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do. Like I would think, oh, if I move it this way, they'll go that way. And it, like, there was no rhyme or reason, even with me moving my hands purposely trying to get it to move.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Right. No, that stuff works, man. I've seen it too many times, especially somehow people find water with it. I don't
Yeah.
understand it, but it works, you know.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Yeah. It's something, I'll say that, you know. Probably got something
That
to
was
do with
also the room they told you that you could put your hand or your arm through the bathroom door
Yeah.
and just kind of leave it there
And say you can touch my hand
and
if you
tell them that you
want.
could touch your hand. I did that, and supposedly you would feel something, but I never felt
Never
anything in
felt
there.
anything. I wasn't brave enough. I don't want to be touched.
Dang, I got carpal tunnel. My hands go numb every 5 minutes anyhow, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel anything either way it went.
You probably should have done it because it seemed like whatever was there communicating with us throughout the house communicated with you.
I know, and that's what blew my mind. I don't know. It was so weird. Now, another cool thing in that room, nothing else really happened. Like I said, we seemed to be getting responses with the dowsing rods. He didn't experience anything sticking his hand in the bathroom, but they had an axe in that room.
Yeah.
And this axe was used in a murder on that property.
Way.
They had it on the dresser in this room.
Wow. So let me ask you guys something. And then this is just me being a bad interviewer, but so I know you told me about the suicide of the 8-year-old boy. And so how many murders and stuff happened in this house?
I honestly don't know because that's not the only murder. Well, there was another. Yeah, there's multiple. There was another suicide in the Shadow Man room, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then there's the murder with the axe, and then the little boy, and then of course all the deaths from the doctor owning the house. There's the little boy that was murdered. There was a woman who shot herself in the bathtub, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
There was somebody murdered by the axe in the yard. Now, that wasn't in the house. That was just on the property.
Same difference, in my opinion, though.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was pretty cool. And they do have a lot of like little note cards that kind of give you the history of different artifacts, whether it's from the house or from someone that donated it. It's got all kinds of information on it.
There were all the things that happened on the property, but then there's also all the furniture, all the items, all the other stuff that's come from other haunted locations that may have brought some of that energy as well.
Yeah.
So like this axe that I guess somebody got chopped up with it or whatever. Was you allowed to pick it up and kind of swing it, or was you just able to look at it?
I don't know.
They told us we could.
Yeah, that they're like, you can pick it up if you want. And I was like, Nah, there's some bad juju on
Hey.
that. I don't know if I could.
Yeah, that's I would probably had to have done it though, just to say I swung an accident, killed somebody.
I'm leaving that for the private tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
guys,
do as much as
you guys
possible
better
to
take video. I want to see that.
Well, with the private tour, we actually are allowed to take video, and
Yeah.
everything we take is
We're allowed to
is
post.
ours.
Oh, sweet, man. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait. We've already got our core group built,
Mhm.
and we're just gonna split the cost because it's like $800 or something like that, or
Yeah.
$600 like that to go do it
Yeah,
overnight.
take a group of people, man, and break it up, and
Yeah.
that's how you got to
That's
do
what we
those
plan on
things.
doing.
Yep.
And then we get to spend the entire night there instead of just a couple of hours.
And something that's cool is even if you do the overnight tour, she doesn't give everybody permission to share. You have to basically qualify through her whether you're allowed to share what you see or capture.
Mhm.
And because I went out of my way saying, "Hey, is it okay if I post this?" She's like, "You're fine. When you come back, you can post whatever you want."
That sounds like she's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was very sweet. Unfortunately, we didn't actually get to meet her in person, so she actually had an accident right before the spring tour and really hurt her foot and has undergone many surgeries. In fact, they
Dang.
had another event last night that she couldn't make
Oh,
because
wow.
of it.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But very cool, very cool. So after we left that room, the poker room. So I guess that's where when it was like a bootleg facility, whatever you want to call it, they had the poker room. They had a poker table set up, and that's where everybody would kind of hang out and play poker.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was almost like they took wood slats and made it look like an old-timey.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah,
in that
really
room.
neat. So a lot of the accounts in there is whistling. You'll hear whistling in there a lot. We never heard the whistling. The guy that was like the head of that room or whatever was really cool, and he was sitting there kind of telling us about it. But one thing that is weird, while we were sitting there kind of talking and seeing if we could get anything, we weren't. The people in the room next to us popped their head in and said, "Hey, are y'all in here whistling?" And we were like, "No, we're not whistling." They heard whistling in the room next to us.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
just
Man,
interesting.
that's
In
very.
which I will say it was funny because the guy that was Mr. Grumpy, the investigator was like, "What would you do if they knocked your hat off right now?" He's like, "It wouldn't happen." He goes, "But what if it did?"
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he was just like, "Come on, knock his hat off.
He
Just
would
do it."
probably be like it was the wind or something like that.
Like,
Yeah.
People like
came
that
up-
have an explanation for anything that happens,
Yep.
Yeah. So we didn't really have a whole lot go on in that room, but it was cool kind of seeing the old artifacts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we went to the scrying room.
Yeah.
So this, I was a little nervous to do it. They asked, and I was like, "No, I don't think I'm going to do it." And Josh was like, "Go do it." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, she's been looking forward to this event for what was it? We had these tickets for 4 months,
something like that. Yeah.
5 months. She's been looking forward to it this whole time, and now she's wanting to chicken out. Like, no, that's not happening.
You got to get your money's worth, man. Get in there and get it done.
That's right. So we went, they had two separate areas. Like there was one that went down a long hallway that it had a small mirror that you could look into. And the lady that was with our group, she went and sat in there and did it. And then there was like a room adjacent to it that had a long full length mirror that I went and did it, which we should mention too. In that room, they had a bunch of Haitian artifacts donated and they were all over that room.
Oh yeah, lots of food. and stuff.
You
Creepy.
dip into that voodoo there, man. Look, there's a few
Oh.
things on this earth I ain't messing with, and voodoo's one of them, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
yeah,
stuff creeps me out.
me too.
So I sit down and I'm looking into this mirror. It's dark in there. It's hard to see anything. And I'm just looking. I'm like, okay, nothing's happening. But then all of a sudden, I see this shadow come from I guess it'd be my right side of my face. And it would almost block like the side of my face to where I couldn't see. And I was like, well, that's weird. And I'm kind of looking around like, is anybody moving? Josh is literally standing right behind me. He's not moving. So I'm like, where's this shadow coming from? So I keep staring. And as I'm looking, my face starts it's almost distorted. It almost looks distorted. I'm like, whoa, okay, what's going on? And it would start at my nose, and my nose would almost turn into like a bigger nose. And then all of a sudden, my facial features started changing. I started seeing like a predominant eyebrow and jawline. It was like I could tell it was a woman, but it had very manly features. And they would start to form, and it was almost like it was moving, but my head's not moving. I'm sitting still because I'm like, what am I seeing right now? And all of a sudden it would start to move, and then it would dissipate and go away and be my face again. And then I'd wait a few seconds, and that shadow would come across my face, and the whole thing would start again. And I'm like, this is so weird. So I'm like, all right, I've had enough. It's your turn, Josh.
Yeah.
So he sits down. I'm sitting behind him, and I know what I see. And so I'm like, that's weird. And so I typed it in my phone really quick because I was like, I need to tell him what I seen. And he was only sitting down for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all.
And we got up, and that's actually after we left the scrying room is when we went into that baby doll room. And that's why the mood was kind of weird.
After the scrying room, we went on the front porch.
That's right. That's right. We went on the front porch, and I told Josh, I was like, I know what I saw, but I don't want to tell you what I saw. I said, I typed it in my phone. I want to see if it matches what you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent you that video where we're kind of talking about it. So we're out here debriefing. We just finished at the Haunted Hill House. Some rooms were way more active than others, but we did have a lot of experiences, which were really cool. One that I want to talk about right now is we got to go to a scrying room, and I had a really cool experience, and then we switched and Josh sat in the chair. I haven't told him what I seen, and he hasn't told me what he seen when he did it. I typed it on my phone, and I'm going to show it to him to see if it matches what he's seen.
Dude, that's exactly what the fuck I saw.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Like when you sat down, you were only sitting there for a few seconds, and then it slowly, like his beard when it was long.
Yep.
And it looked just like your dad. And I'm like, I'm tripping right now.
That's why I had tears in my eyes. I have literal tears in my eyes, guys. This is crazy.
So, would you say you're a believer now?
I mean, I don't know.
And I think you go ahead and tell what you've seen
at that
happen.
point, you know, she's asking me what I seen, and at the time that I'd sat down, I didn't really notice anything at first, and then, like she said, just subtly things started changing, and at one point I started noticing that my facial features started changing a little bit,
Really?
and then before you know it, I'm staring at my dad's face.
No way, bro.
It was the craziest thing I have ever experienced, and I had tears in my eyes.
Really? So
Yeah.
let's talk about this for a minute. This is the scrying room you guys are talking about, right?
Mhm.
Now, explain to us a little bit about what you're doing in there, how it's set up, and I know were you looking in a mirror? I mean, if
Yeah.
you mentioned that, I missed it. I'm sorry, but explain a little bit about what you guys are actually doing in there.
So they do have it set up. So there's two different areas so that both groups can work on it or do it. And so they had a smaller mirror. It had candles kind of around it. So there is light, but not a lot, just enough to see basically. And it was just like a small antique mirror. And then the one that we were in was like a full length mirror. And again, it had some glowing lights to where you could kind of see, but not great.
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to stare into a mirror, and you're supposed to be able to see a vision or, see something appear in front of you.
It's basically the same thing like when Gypsy stares into a crystal ball. That's basically the idea of what scrying is. Any reflective surface, kind of like whenever on The Lion King, whenever
He's
Simba staring into the water and he sees his dad.
Yeah.
Mufasa, yeah.
That's scrying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That
And
is.
I've heard of it, but I've never done it myself. I'm very interested in this stuff, but being interested in it and doing it yourself are two different things.
Yeah, most definitely. Now I've never heard it called scrying, which it makes sense looking into a mirror with dim light. But there's another method that people use that they actually will sit in dim light. They'll take 2 people and they'll stare at each other. And
I've
you
heard of that too.
and you
Yeah.
can actually and I've done this myself and it works. And the other person's face will actually start to change and into something else. And
Mm.
And that's
I've
what's
done it. It works.
crazy. Yeah, and that was kind of the mirror. It wasn't like, "Oh, immediately my face is different." It almost looked distorted, just, like, blurry, and then those features would just slowly start coming forward, and I was like, "This is" and it happened over and over again with that same lady's face. I have no idea who she is,
Yeah.
Wow.
but
And while you were doing that, you were like, "Are you seeing this?"
yeah, I was like, are like, "Are can you" and he took a picture.
Yeah, I took a picture because I couldn't see
He
what
couldn't
she
see.
was seeing at all.
And
Mhm.
he was standing directly behind me, which I sent you the pictures, and we didn't even see this until later on. So I was going through everything to show my mom, and I sent one picture. I have not edited it at all. It's very dark, and I noticed there was like a shadow in the picture. And so I circled it with a red line that way you can kind of see. And I was like, "You know what? Let me lighten the picture to see if I can see anything." And so when I lightened it, I'm trying to get it to open here, you can almost see a figure in the picture to the right. It's almost you can see a head and you can see shoulders just standing kind of to the right of us. Nobody else was in that room except for us. Nobody.
Wow.
And what's crazy is the lady that I was seeing in the mirror, she was an older lady. She had her hair pulled back in a bun and she was graying with like white hairs kind of at the crown of her head. And in this picture, it almost looks like somebody with a bun on her head.
Wow. So here's what I'm wondering. I know, Josh, you said you seen your father.
Yeah.
Do you think, Audrey, maybe that's somebody in your family's past or anything like that that you know of?
Very well could have. So that's another kind of crazy thing about my family is all of our women in on my mom's side are very intuitive.
Mhm.
Very intuitive. A lot of us have crazy dreams that kind of normally come to fruition. Sometimes it you just get a feeling and you're like, I need to call somebody and come to find out something happened. Um it's very strong. So maybe it was. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It was wild, though. It was wild.
Wow, that's awesome. This is the first time I've actually spoken or, had a conversation about the scrying stuff. Josh, what do you think it meant for you to see your friend? How'd that make you feel and what'd you get out of it, man?
I don't really know how to feel about it yet. Um, because I'd lost my father, what, 4 or 5 years
Going on
ago?
4 years? Yeah.
And it was a very, very difficult time.
I guarantee it.
And I almost wanna say maybe he just wanted to say bye. I don't know.
Yeah, just say hi. Just,
I don't know.
"Hey, I'm here. I see you.
That's awesome,
Love
bro.
you."
I can connect with you. Like, I just lost my mom about 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
I never knew my dad, never laid eyes on him before in my life. So my mom's all I had. So the first time I done a War Room episode, it was with a lady that was a medium, and she kept telling me somebody wanted to talk to me, and I was like, "Nah, I don't wanna go down that track because
Yeah, no
if
kidding.
if somebody tried to give me a message from my mother, it would break me because I'm just not ready." And, but man, look at it, maybe he did just wanna, tell you bye and give you a little subtle message like that, man, so
Yeah.
but I know that stuff's rough, buddy. I don't know how I'd be able to handle it either, man, so
Yeah, it was definitely shocking. Like I said, we totally went into this not expecting to see anything, and then something like that is so personal.
exactly.
It's just like, "Whoa, what was that?"
Yeah, that also goes to show you, if you go in it location really doesn't matter, if these spirits or somebody wants to talk to you, they're gonna find a way to talk to you, So,
And this house is known to have portals,
yeah.
multiple portals. One in the Shadow Man room, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and then I think one upstairs in Toby's room. Is that right? Am I remembering that right?
Yes. There was supposed to be one.
Yeah,
I think that they said there was a total of 3?
2 or 3, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So after we were done with scrying room, we had our little intermission on the front porch, collected ourselves.
Yeah, I
Like,
guarantee
okay.
you had to collect yourself. Guarantee
Yeah.
it.
So then they're like, "All right, you ready to go upstairs? And what do you know was upstairs? It's supposedly where the demon Toby resides.
Yep.
Toby the Demon. Here we go. Let's hear about it.
Toby the demon. Okay, so from what I understand, the owners right before the people that own it right now, or like a few right before the people that own it right now, they were heavily into witchcraft. They did Ouija boards, they did seances, and supposedly that's where some of these portals came from.
Absolutely.
And Toby is supposedly came from the result of that. So we go upstairs. Thank God we got split up from the other two, Grumpy and his angel wife. They went to another room upstairs, and we got to go to Toby's room. And you walk in, and there's like a bed sitting there, and there's like this long, it's almost like an attic, I guess, that has been turned into a bedroom.
Like it was an attic add-on type thing.
Yeah, and you can walk down this long hallway, and there's this other room that's pitch black. So we walk in, and he's like, "Hey, Josh, you want to go sit on the bed? And her and I'll go sit in this room and see if anybody messes with you." And I'm thinking, this man's fixing to lead me to a bedroom that is completely blacked out, that I cannot see. I don't know him from Adam. Like, what is going on? But I'm like, okay, there's cameras everywhere. We're good. We're okay.
Trust the system there. That's what you got to
My
do.
true crime mind, yeah, my true crime mind is like, hold up, wait up, whoa. So me and this guy, his name's Sonny, we go sit in this dark room, and Josh is laying on the bed, and they have a spirit box going, asking questions. They also have a motion sensor animatronic in there of this. Was it a horse? Like a doll on a horse or something?
I think so, something like that.
So if there's any movement, that thing goes off.
Really, kind of like a big cat ball.
Yeah. But it's a Halloween decoration.
Wow.
So it makes it even creepier.
No doubt.
So Josh is laying on the bed, and we're sitting there talking, and I honestly can't remember what we were asking. I think we're just going like, "Hey, we're here. Go do something." And we hear the spirit. I hear the spirit box. Sonny didn't even hear it. All I heard while we were there was something brothers. It said something about brothers. And when we go back to listen to it, we realized it said, "How many brothers?" Yeah.
They like him.
You say brothers?
It did, didn't it? Whoa. They surely did. That'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
They like him.
You say brothers?
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wonder what they meant by that.
I don't know.
You have several brothers.
I have a lot of brothers. Josh has one, but I have several brothers. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
it was
weird.
interesting. Yeah. And mind you, Josh is by himself laying on this bed, and me and the tour guide, or whatever you want to call him, we're in this room. So we're just sitting there, we're kind of talking, and I was telling him about a trip that I took to Savannah, Georgia, and I was telling him about like this ghost tour I got to do, and they would take you down into the basement, turn off the lights and everything, and we're just having a conversation, and I have my phone sitting on my lap. It's just sitting on my lap. And we're talking along, and all of a sudden, I hear a coin drop out of nowhere.
Wow.
So I'm like, what in the world was that? I was like, did you just hear a coin? And he's like, yeah.
I'd love to. There's a lot of horrible history in Georgia.
Yes. They actually took us to the bottom. There was this bar where they would drug the patrons there, and they would drag them down to the basement and then ship them off on pirate ships. They'd wake up after being drugged and to be stuck on a pirate ship, and they would basically be their slaves. And they took us to the basement and turned off all the lights, and we got to sit down there for a few minutes. And was that a coin?
What the hell was that? Did you
Josh.
hear that?
Was that a coin?
What the hell was that?
It sounded like a
Yeah, I heard a coin.
coin fall.
Did you just throw a coin? I did. Did you hear that? I did. Tell us your name. Who threw that money?
Yeah, I did. And we were like, okay. Now, I'm going to say this. My phone was sitting on my lap. As soon as I heard that coin drop, my phone shifted. So I'm not saying he moved it, but it's just weird that at the exact same point, my phone moved. I couldn't see him. It was pitch black, but this coin came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, we found out it's a common occurrence for coins to be thrown in this attic.
Really? I wonder where that came from.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
But supposedly, like, people will leave gifts up there and just leave coins in random spots. So did it get thrown or did it possibly fall?
Yeah, did he, like, move in his? Because I was sitting still, so did he, like, go to adjust in the chair, and it's an old house, so the boards are kinda, tricky, and it knocked the coin down? Maybe,
wow.
but it was weird.
Yeah.
And then after the coin dropped, he's like, "Hey, did you throw that coin?" And the spirit box said, "I did."
Well,
Sure
see,
did.
that's two pieces of evidence right there that correlate with each other. So that tells me that the spirit threw the coin or
Yeah.
kicked it, flipped it, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So that was weird. That was definitely weird.
That was paranormal. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Definitely
100%.
something that we could not explain.
Exactly.
So then he's like, "Well, do you want to go lay on that bed?" And I'm thinking, "I don't know, not really." I don't really want to go lay on that bed.
You sound like my wife. She would be like, "Nah, I'm good, man. I'm not gonna lay down some."
I'm good. And he's like, "Well, I'm fixing to tell Josh to get out of that room. So you have a count to whatever to get out of that room." So he starts counting like 5, 4, 3, and the spirit box says, "Get out."
Yeah.
Josh is going to get ready to leave the room because I want to ask him something. So you got 5 seconds to do whatever you're going to do to him. 5, 4, 3. Ooh, I heard get out.
Get out.
Yeah, did you hear it?
Yes.
Get out. Go ahead and come out, Josh. They told you to get out.
No.
What? Really?
Yes.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is that's too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence. That's one of those things.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. So he's like, "All right, Josh, they want you out of there. Get out of there." And I'm thinking, thank God Josh is coming back in here. Like, I am about to. And then he goes, "Okay, Audrey, your turn. Go lay on the bed." And I'm like, "You've got to be freaking kidding me."
Yeah.
And I don't want to look like a chicken. So I walked myself over to the bed and he's like, "You can lay down." I was like, "No, I'm going to sit on it." Like,
Right.
that's one step too far. I'll just sit on it. Thank God our time was almost up because I sat on it and they're like, "Okay, time to go."
Time's up.
It's like, "Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you."
She
Thank
got
you.
saved by the bell.
That's right. That's right.
Now,
So we got,
you didn't have anything happen while you was in there,
no,
back?
because I was literally only in there for maybe like 30 seconds, maybe
Yeah,
a minute.
Really?
She barely got to sit down
Yeah.
by the time it was up. By our time was up.
Yeah.
Wow, though. That's still crazy.
So then we went, that was the final room. No, we had that side room that nothing really happened in. The outside room.
The outside room. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there was some cool stuff out there.
There was some cool stuff. So that it was like an add-on to the house that was added on more modern. I don't know when, but more in a modern time frame. Nothing really happened. It was really quiet. The tour guide in that room was the
Great.
best one of the night. He was so
Great.
good. They had a freaking casket in the middle of this room.
What kind of casket?
Like a legit casket.
Like a modern casket. It wasn't like one of those old wooden ones.
No, this was an old one, but it was between the modern and wood casket.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
whenever
it don't look like those ones that are like squared.
No.
You know what
No,
I'm talking about?
unfortunately.
Oh no, I'd have been out the door on that. I can't do coffee, man.
But not only did they have that, but they had some belongings to a guy that was in a psych ward that had killed, who was it, his family?
I don't remember who he killed, but he was in the psych ward for committing murders. I think it may have been his
I
family.
think it was his family.
Because he had It was his personal belongings in a suitcase. He had made a doll that looked like his sister that was in there. He had
Whoa.
a doll that he made
Yeah.
look like him that was in there, and then his childhood teddy bear in this suitcase.
Yeah.
Man, really?
And his diary was in
Yeah,
as well.
and like a little scrapbook diary thing that was in there.
Golly bum, that is morbid. You know, there's some
Yeah.
dark energy around that. You know,
Yeah.
I told you guys I was a correction officer for 5 years, and one of the weirdest things I ever did is there was a guy, his name's Jason Baker, you could probably Google him, and he chopped his uncle up with a lawnmower blade. I mean, just
Holy crap.
we showed
Oh.
up, when we showed up, he was loading his body in the back of his truck, about to try to get rid of the body. But I'm like, you know what a lawnmower blade is, it just hacked him up. And I remember
Yeah.
we had to put him in a cell up front because if you put him back in the back with everybody else, he'd just go crazy, start trying to kill everybody else. But I
Oh.
remember standing there and I would stare at him through his door because this dude just chopped somebody up, man. And
Yeah.
I mean, he would turn around and look at you with just these black eyes, man, and
Oh yeah.
just so creepy. But he would do stuff like that's what I'm getting at. He would draw pictures of his family and put them on his wall, you know, with like
Yeah.
toothpaste or something. But yeah, man, those people, I wonder what goes through their mind when they do stuff like that.
I couldn't imagine.
No, it's
And just
crazy.
the energy that has to, he handmade this doll of
Yeah.
his sister.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I'm not gonna lie, I touched some of it, but I was like, okay, you can't follow me. You can't. So it was a really cool room. It was kind of a nice break, just to kind of chill and learn about the history and stuff. And like I said,
Yeah.
that was great. So
Yeah, and that poor tour guide, he was under the assumption that he was going to be working inside of the normal house, which was an air conditioned space. And this space that he was in was not. And he wore a collared shirt and a sweater over that shirt.
Oh.
And it was probably 80 degrees in that room.
yeah, it was hot.
Oh, I bet that dude was melting down, wasn't he?
Yeah, it
That
was.
poor guy, he was.
So then, that was the end of the night, and they're like, okay, y'all have like 30 minutes. You can go to whatever room you want to, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So we hadn't talked about it, but we had already been in the Shadow Man room once. And I felt very connected to this room. I don't know how to explain it. I just loved that room.
Now, what was in the room?
So in this room, it's a bedroom, so it has a bed, and it's got those little china dolls,
Yeah,
like
the
3
porcelain,
foot
big porcelain dolls.
in that room. So automatically, Josh is like, "Why? Why are we in this room?"
See, I'm right there with him. Why? You know, no reason.
Yeah.
Especially porcelain dolls. Those things are the creepiest things made, you know?
They are.
Yeah. So we're in there. This is the first time that we're in there. We're kind of checking things out. It has a bathroom that's connected to this bedroom. And there was a lady who shot herself while she was in the bathtub and committed suicide. You can still see where the brain matter and blood stained the wall.
No way.
Yep.
Yes.
You are kidding me.
Original bathtub that she did it. Still in there. They had to change the toilet because the bullet ended up going through the toilet somehow. But they still have the original toilet in the closet of this room, which is where the portal is.
Golly, bum. So let me
Yeah.
ask you this. So, and you may not know this answer, but what makes people think there's a portal there? Because I don't think you can see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think at the beginning of the night they explained that they had had several psychic mediums come
That's
up
right.
there and explain where these portals were, what they did, and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
But like she said earlier, the lady that normally does the tour wasn't there, so we didn't really get the full extent of the
The
explanation. I
background
guess.
and yeah. Yeah. But
Wow.
they that's right. They had a bunch
Yeah.
of psychics come in. So she's kind of telling us the little bit of history that she knows, and I had never seen this before. It was a TV. I guess it works kind of like the spirit box, but it's not making any noise, but it's showing like the snow on the screen,
Yeah, like the white noise.
like the static white noise on the screen.
Poltergeist
And
TV. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, 100%. And somehow the spirits manipulate it and words would come up on
Yeah.
this TV.
Yeah, I've got wrote down here little TV. I was going to ask you what that is.
That's what that is.
That's what that is.
What's it called? Little TV?
I don't know.
Don't remember
That's what
what
we
it was
were calling it.
Okay.
I don't remember what they said it was, but it was some new equipment that they had just got, and that was actually the first time I think that they were actually trying it.
Yeah.
So
From what
It
I
was-
seen, it looked like it worked pretty good.
it
Oh,
worked
it-
really well.
Yeah.
So the first time that we were in this room, she's like, "Does anybody know what the Estes method?"
We had a lot of equipment in that room. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Because in the closet there was that.
Not an EMF. It's the where it senses movement and stuff, and the light will go off.
Can't
What's that
remember what that
thing
thing's
called? I don't remember either. REM pod.
Yeah, that's
REM
it,
pod.
REM pod.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had a REM pod in the closet, sitting on a chair in the portal. Then they had the TV. They had a spirit box.
No, a ghost tube. They had the
Ghost tube.
ghost tube on the dresser. And then they have the spirit box for the Estes method.
Right. Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
happened. But there was a ton of equipment just in this room.
Yeah. And so she's like, "Does anybody know what the Estes method is?" And I was like, "I do." And she goes, "Okay, you ready to do it?" And I was like, "I'm ready." So she's like, "Well, you can go. We're going to put you in the bathroom so we can shut the door. You can't hear or see us. Of course, I'm blindfolded. I've got to put the headphones on."
I explained the Estes method real quick.
Oh, yeah. For those that don't know, so it's
Yeah,
a spirit box. You plug it in, you put headphones on, so all you can hear is the static of it scanning through these radio stations, AM, FM, and you're blindfolded, so it takes away your sight. You can't see anything, and the spirits are supposed to manipulate it, and those words will come through.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "If you want to lay down in the bathtub, you can." I'm like, "This is the original bathtub?" And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "No, I'll sit on the side." No, thank you. So I sat on the side of it. She shut the door. I have the blindfold on. I have the headphones on. I can't hear or see anything. The only thing I can hear is the spirit box playing in my ears. And so I'm just kind of sitting there chilling, just trying to like take in my surroundings, I guess, just kind of get a feel. And it felt like a woman's presence was in there with me. Like, I can't explain it. It just felt like a woman's presence was in there with me. And you have the video. I can't remember exactly what the words were saying. I think on your guys' end, a woman's name came up.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it was.
It was like Catherine or Kath something.
Can't remember.
But so I'm having this womanly presence around me, and they get a woman's name on that ghost tube TV thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the
I
first
didn't-
time I've ever seen that type of equipment. You said it's new. They said it was new as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the first times they'd used it.
Yeah.
Can't remember if it was the very first or been there for a little
One of the
while.
first,
but-
yeah. So that, and I didn't know about the woman's name until later when I'm reviewing the evidence, and I'm like, "Oh crap, I felt like a woman's presence." Because as soon as I came out, I told Josh, I said, "At the beginning, I felt a woman's presence."
Mhm.
And then it went dead quiet for a while on my end. I wasn't getting anything. It was just that static playing. And then all of a sudden, I felt a manly presence come in.
Huh.
And I started getting responses again and started repeating. And some of them were like hardworking, like almost more, I hate to say it, but more like a manly response. It was like hardworking and I think farming or something like that.
There was like an accident.
Accident,
bunch of other
doctor,
stuff.
hospital. Yeah. And I had this manly presence feeling around me. And so finally they ended it. They're like, "All right, you can come out." And so that was really interesting. And then we left and we went and toured the other house.
And while she's in there doing that, we're outside of that room, and me and that lady, because her husband at that point had just kind of went off on his own
Yeah.
finally and left everybody alone. But we're sitting in there, and that lady's asking questions, and the lady that's in there with us, the other investigator, she was in there with us, and both of them are asking questions. So while they're asking these questions, we're getting responses from the spirit tube or whatever. We're getting responses from the TV, and we're getting responses from Audrey at the same time. And the weird thing about it is it almost created a story. the way
Really?
those words came in. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Wow.
Like, I do have she took a picture of the journal because she was trying to write down, like, what the questions and answers to see if it would kinda coincide. Um, it's kinda hard to read her writing. There was one oh, Evelyn. The name was Evelyn.
Evelyn, that's right.
So when I was feeling that female presence, they asked about a name, and they said grandpa, and then they said Evelyn.
Really?
And then something, it said wall, inside, corruption, and whisper. So all of those words were coming through the different devices and me,
Mhm.
because I think mine was corruption. I
Can't
think, yeah, I
Wow.
can't remember. So wall, inside, corruption, and whisper.
Almost like there was, to me, that sounds like there were secrets
Yeah,
being told behind a wall.
and I think they had asked what happened here,
I
like
think
what's
so,
going
something
on,
like that.
and that's when they got wall, inside, corruption, and whisper. One was draw over casual, win, yes, plowed, left, and hospital, which is interesting.
Is this
and I
that
can't read.
picture of that notebook pad you sent me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard to read it. There was one that said footsteps, and I can't quite rich man. Which I was the one that said rich man.
Yeah.
They said footsteps, and I said rich man. But yeah, it was just interesting how it was kind of all coinciding together.
Yeah, especially with the questions we were asking, it was almost as if it was telling different points of view throughout time, I guess.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Uh-huh.
It was really weird. And like she said, it almost like we were talking to more than one person.
Wow.
It was really strange.
And so they come and tap me, and they're like, "All right, you're done." And I was like, "Okay, thank God."
Yeah. So she had to have a second experience of that.
Yeah. So when they told us, free game, go to whatever your room you want to, I was like, I want to go back to that room.
Yeah.
So we walk into that room, and that TV is playing, and it said money, and then it said fall.
Yeah.
And that was right after we had left upstairs when I heard the coin drop.
We had Joshua and we had Jacob in the house right at the very first part.
Luckily, I've got Okay. Oh, there we go. Right there on the other side of the door to the left, right with the wall. 16.
Who fell?
Yeah. You're an old man. Yeah. It looks like. I gotta show you. And I don't know. I haven't showed it.
Upstairs.
Oh yeah, when we were upstairs, a penny fell.
They throwing change up there?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
just said
Money?
fall.
Money. I've heard that I've not seen it, but they throw money up there. So some people bring like coins for the kids and they leave them with little offerings for them or a little piece of candy. And I've heard that people get money thrown at them upstairs before.
Wait, is that one of the TV access?
Yes.
Is it good?
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's working really cool.
That's like my favorite thing to do.
Sometimes.
He's like, maybe.
Look, the forehead, the eyes.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
We're not afraid.
No one's scared, no one's afraid.
Just show up right in the middle of us.
Wow.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
there again,
awesome.
that's two pieces of evidence that's just too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that type of evidence right there is stuff you really can't write off, in my opinion.
And that's when we found out that that was a common claim, is that money's thrown up there and they leave, coins up there as a gift. We had no idea until that lady told us later on.
Wow.
So very interesting.
Yeah, no doubt it is, man.
So we're kind of checking it out. We have our EMF detector. We're kind of doing sweeps. It's kind of going off, kind of talking. It was kind of quiet for a little bit. And then a few people left the room. And I think it was just us two, that lady, and one of those boys that we were talking to outside.
The lady had left, and then there was that young kid that came in there with us.
Well, I'm talking about the lady, the
Oh, yeah,
ghost tour lady.
yeah.
And then that kid came in with us.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there talking, and I can't remember exactly what is said. The ghost tour lady she's doing the Estes method. So she has headphones on, she's blindfolded, she has no idea what's going on around there. And we're all just kind of talking, asking questions, and all of a sudden Josh is standing behind me next to this ghost tube phone app, whatever you want to say, and it said my name out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had not said my name the entire night in this house, and it said my name.
Yep.
And Josh goes, he said something, or I made a face or something, and that kid goes, "What? What's going on?" And Josh goes, "That's her freaking name." And that kid goes, "What?" And then you hear me go, "Yeah." And I kind of panic laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady that's under the Estes method says, "What's so funny?" right after I laugh.
The bathroom?
17,
How come you stopped using the TV?
1980.
Audrey.
Horses.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Do you know her name?
What's so funny?
Oh my god.
It said her name.
It said my name.
Started
And then
laughing.
Who are you?
she said, "What's so funny?"
Why are you here?
Why are you here, Brayden?
I'm here to meet you guys.
How can you hear me?
Wow. Through a little device that we have
Not
here.
from here.
Not from here.
No, we came a long way just to see you. Are you standing close to me?
And I
Uh,
watched that video you sent me, and like I told you guys before, I wrote "wow" out here beside
Yeah.
that thing because
Yeah.
you can't explain that, man.
No,
You're
you
either
can't.
faking that or you're not, and I know you guys are not faking that. So
No, that was
I
insane.
was tripping. I was like, "Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What are we
yeah,
going to do? What if this follows me home?"
that's exactly where my mind would go with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I was tripping.
Yeah, and then after that, that other guy came in, and that
Yes.
spirit did not like him.
Did not
Oh,
like him.
wow.
So I couldn't post the video. One, because there were a lot of faces of other people that were there and we didn't get permission to post their face, so I feel kind of weird doing that. And there was a lot more view of the room, and we don't have permission to do it, so I couldn't really post it.
Right.
But this guy came in there, and he was kind of loud. Like
Yeah, he was
he was very
boisterous.
loud and boisterous, just a very loud personality.
I
And
know
he's
the
like,
type.
"I'm gonna go." And he's like, "I'm gonna go lay in the bathtub." So he goes and lays in the bathtub, and he goes, "What can I get for $5 or something?
Yeah,
$2, $5, something like that." And the lady that's under the Estes method in the other room starts responding to him.
Yep.
Oh my God, really?
They have a full-on conversation. He can hear her, but she can't hear him. And he's asking questions, and she is responding to him. And she does not like, or the spirit does not like that guy being in there whatsoever.
Yeah, like when he said, "I've got like $2 or $5," it was like, that's not enough.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Dang.
And then he said, "Well, what can I get for $10? And she said, "Money talks."
Yeah.
Really?
It was
Yes.
insane.
It was wild.
So, since he's asking questions like that, was this house like a a prostitute house at one point?
It used to be a
Okay.
brothel.
It used to be a
brothel. That's the correct word
It's
that's worth there.
There you go.
Supposedly, at one point, there were tunnels that led from the Baker Hotel to that house specifically for that reason.
Yep.
Well, and this was back in the 1800s. Dang, you think you'd get, pretty much what you want for $5 or $10 back then, man? Dang, is inflation going over into the spirit realm?
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, $5 was a lot of money back
God,
then.
man.
No kidding.
even the
Yeah,
spirits are
that-
taking advantage of inflation, man. Come on with it.
Inflation, that's right. Yeah, that was a wild experience. Now, I will say that guy was very loud. Could she have heard him?
Maybe. Very
Maybe.
possible.
Very possible. But it was weird watching it in person. I
Yeah,
will say
no
that.
That
doubt.
was one of the other reasons we didn't include that footage was
Yeah.
because there is a possibility that she did hear him because he was quite a bit louder than everybody else.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Like when we were doing it, we were just talking at a normal level, even kind of whispering at sometimes because we wanted to make sure she couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
Well, she really didn't do it with us. She really just had it on the second time we came.
Yeah, she was already doing it when we went in there, so she
We
didn't
had already
know.
experienced it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Knew what it could do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really cool. We will definitely be back.
It's hard for me to believe all this happened in the span of a few hours, man. Sounds like you guys definitely got your money's worth that night.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. I'll definitely recommend it to anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to go check out their Facebook page for sure because they, like I said, they're posting videos and stuff all the time of stuff that
That'll be the first thing I do as soon as we get done because I want to put a visual to this place, man. Yeah, that's awesome. So what are you guys' final thoughts about the place? What do you think?
I came into this as a very big skeptic, but you know, I've had a lot of experiences in the past that gave me, I guess, some belief in it, but this was something else. This here kind of solidified that there is something beyond what we know.
Absolutely.
So for me, it definitely
made you a believer.
Changed. Yeah, I think so.
And see, I think I was already more on the side of believer than what he was just because of my personal experiences and my intuition and everything. But I will say, even going into that house, just like certain feelings I would get, I was like, okay, maybe I'm more in tuned with this than what I originally thought. A lot of times I block it out. It can get scary, but it's like, okay, I wonder if I could tap into something. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But scary. So we'll see.
It's because you're secretly a witch.
I'm secretly a witch, probably.
You might have been burnt at the stake in a past life. You never know.
That's right.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, man. I appreciate you guys taking a few minutes of your day to come hang out with me today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We're starting to hang out a lot, man. So I usually see you guys on Thursday evenings now, and
that's right.
So I think we'll probably be together this Thursday, and we'll be doing some more podcasting. But I appreciate you guys coming on, and if you tell everybody where they can find you and all that good stuff before we get out of here.
Yeah, you can find us on all major streaming platforms. Guilty and the Ghostly. We're on Facebook. Our TikTok's growing. We've had, I think, 2 kind of go viral now, which is kind of cool. So find us on all the things. Guilty and the Ghostly. Follow, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
That's
Send more.
All right. And if you like horror movies, you can also catch us every week talking about a horror movie. So
that's right.
Yep,
yeah.
You can find us pretty much anywhere. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it. And we'll go on out of here, and I'll see you guys later this week.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
The unknown awakens, hear the echoes grow loud. We're diving deep, join the curious crowd. In the paranormal war room, we take flight, bringing the spooky vibes, shadows and light. With every beat, the legends we explore, unleashing the spirits. We're ready for more. Aliens striking down like thunder from the skies. Cryptids lurking near, in the darkness they rise. Paranormal tales that will twist your mind. Tune into the mystery, leave the norm behind. In the war room we fight, with the strange insight, unveiling truths in the paranormal war room. We take flight, bringing the spooky vibes, shadows and light. With every beat, the legends we explore, unleashing the spirits. We're ready for more. So hit that subscribe, don't be left in the dark. Join us in the war, let's make our mark.